was... Oh, that's pretty rowdy. All right. Well, that's a fair deal. I'm not going to complain a great deal about it. There. Hey, just take that down a little bit there. All right. And there's Facebook Live, and there's the podcast audio going. All right. And there's Phoenix Leader there, and there's me here. And then we just got to get the gosh darn links around while we go ahead and open up this here program with we're really big on tennis over here at the wine cellar.
Love tennis. Fucking tennis, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, where they fucking they got the ball.
Yeah.
And they got the stringly paddles.
Yep.
And they get to whacking at it across the low uprising in the center field.
Uh-huh.
Which is the technical term.
That is the technical term for a tennis net.
And it bounces off of the ground. This is a big part of the game. It bounces on the other team's territory.
Yeah.
In which case they say, "Hey, man, I don't like having the ball over here. Take it back." And then the other people are like, "Hey, man, I don't want this ball back. I'm gonna use my stringed net piece mallet and knock it back to you." Yeah.
I haven't had this much fun since you tried to explain basketball.
Oh, basketball, that's very complicated.
Uh-huh.
And also, man, I can't wait to do Wacky Welsing's show prep.
Oh,
she also
Jesus.
thinks basketball is white supremacy sexualized in the black man because you're taking this big brown ball and putting it through the white hole because the net's white. And that's why they say take it to the hole.
Does she know how many black people play basketball, or are they just like confused, or
everybody's confused?
Everybody's confused.
Yeah. It's just some people are less confused.
Everyone's confused if you think about it.
We have an episode titled "Everything's Gay." If you think about it, folks should check that out.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. What, you want to start with Twitter or
start with Twitter?
Yeah.
I need. As soon as I click post, it's gonna be on the Twitters and
it's gonna be on the
published.
Twitters.
And now that that's going to the Twitters,
yes,
we can go ahead and open up this here program.
You know, I have had this evil Lynn thing on my microphone, and nobody has said anything. I know some of you niggas remember She-Ra.
They can't really see it that well.
Whatever. Don't make excuses.
For other people not being able to see it very well?
Yes.
That's weird and strange.
You're strange and weird.
And someone's tuned in.
Oh, cool. I love stupid bullshit like this.
Now, sisters and brothers, we know we got over by the blood, the sweat, and the tears of sheroes and heroes, some whose names we know and some whose names we do not know. But I want to tell you something. We have been here before. Now, the only difference is we got some company, Rev. We got our gay lesbian sisters and brothers with us this time. We got our Hispanic, Asian, Native American sisters and brothers with us this time. I think Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King said we may not have gotten here on the same ship, but we are in the same boat right now.
In Father Teresa's wine cellar, we believe all oppression is intersectional. And this means our analysis of current events frequently includes discussion of difficult and explicit content. Any combination of the following topics could be included in our show: murder, rape, war, climate change, racism, sexism, violence, sexual violence, homophobic violence, heterocentrism, discrimination and abuse against individuals of nonconformist sexuality, domestic violence, child abuse, child rape, child neglect, elderly abuse, verbal abuse, police brutality, microaggressions, ableism, cyberbullying, genital mutilation, ideological extremism, and people just being total fucking assholes.
so goddamn dramatic.
All right. WineCellarMedia.com. Man, looking over there at the Patreon.com/WineCellarMedia Fund, where Swamp Kami and the Drone came through on the WineCellarMedia.com Patreon to hold it the funk down.
Yeah, I'm actually going on their show tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Small world.
Hey, how about that?
And Chris Mully up in the joint. Victoria Locos over there up in the joint. Zakaya Locos always there. Katie Loco always there. Loco increasing and always there. A lot of folks. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, it's piling up. Yeah, and that's a fair deal. There is no wine cellar. There would still be a wine cellar, but it would be like 15 minutes and way lower quality audio.
Right.
Yeah, like we wouldn't be able to pay for the hosting where we can have the high definition audio and all the trimmings and fixings. Like there's a website, right? Facebook can't delete this. Mm-hmm. They can take down the Facebook video, but I already downloaded it and re-uploaded it to YouTube. And if YouTube deletes it, I still have the download and I can put it on our website. You paid for it, nigga. Shit's yours too, fucker. All right, dadgummit.
Yes.
Serena Williams, I was already tennis splaining to some of you folks that don't really understand the great sport of tennis in the great nation of McMurrica.
Really?
And because I am the tennis fan, I follow it closely, and I know about I still say misogynoir because I pronounce things just as it looks on the paper to me.
Yes.
I don't do all that fancy wah.
Misogynoir.
No, see, fuck that. See, because that if you're saying it like that, that means you're riding a hoverboard to brunch, and that's your biggest problem in the world.
They didn't have any champagne. How was I supposed to have a mimosa?
And my God, the lithium battery in my hoverboard died. Get some more African kids to dig up some more lithium for me. Go fuck yourself.
Ugh.
All right, you fucking Russian agent.
Fuck brunch Twitter, man.
Yeah, what is it? It don't
passport and brunch Twitter.
I was like, hey, there's more syllables.
Brunch and passport Twitter.
Yeah. All right, so what? I follow Serena Williams because I'm a big tennis head.
You are.
And they're misogynoir over there in France. And that's all I think it is. I mean, like, cut the shit. They're not like, oh, it's a Black Panther suit thing. Like, it's just literally just to be mean to her.
Yes.
It's all it is.
Is the thing is, like, if you look at it, you wouldn't look at it and be like, oh, clearly this was influenced by Black Panther. Like, it doesn't. It's got like a little like red belt, and then it's like leggings and a shirt. Like, it's not even like, yeah, it doesn't even look like anything Black Panther-esque. And then also, I was reading about it, and I found out that apparently she also has it for health reasons. Because remember how she just gave birth to her daughter and almost died in the hospital because Black women don't understand what they need for medical care, right? See, yeah, looking at pictures, it looks nothing like, oh, like that clearly is inspired by Black Panther, right? What the fuck?
Phoenix Coulter just jumped right to it. I'm trying to get to where I can bring it up on the screen.
Okay, so apparently also the full length skin tight outfit is designed to protect against blood clots. Huh. How about that? Right. So this is from the independent.co.uk. The outfit is designed to protect against blood clots after American doctors revealed they had found a hematoma, a swelling of a clotted blood outside of a vessel in her body following the birth of her daughter Olympia. I almost died after giving birth to Olympia, said Williams. First, my C-section wound popped open due to intense coughing I endured as a result of the embolism. Remember when she almost died from that embolism because they wouldn't fucking treat her and they were just like, go lay down, you're fine. And she had like a fucking blood clot in her lungs or some shit. Yeah. Then she says, I returned to surgery where doctors found a large hematoma in my abdomen, and then I returned to the operating for a procedure that prevented clots from traveling to my lungs. Huh. So she also needs it for health reasons. It's not just because she likes Black Panther. But addressing the outfit, Williams said it made her feel like a warrior princess and presented her with an opportunity to inspire a whole different group of amazing women and kids. Williams has not worn the outfit since the French Open, but it now appears she won't get the chance to do so because in a surprising piece of criticism on the eve of the U.S. Open, the French Open president, Bernard Guidicelli?
Yeah, that's it.
That's what it looks like. Guidicelli? I don't know. Has said that Williams and other players need to be more conservative at future editions of the tournament. Speaking to Tennis Magazine, Guidicelli said it's a bit late because the collections are already designed, but we're nonetheless going to ask manufacturers to let us know what is coming. I believe we have sometimes gone too far. Serena's outfit this year, for example, would no longer be accepted. You have to respect the game and the place. Because apparently when you play tennis, black leggings are not respecting the game or the place.
Yeah, I need to go into detail on that. But then again, they don't care about going into detail because they're just being mean to her.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you know what? Find me multiple articles. Let's put a fine number on it. 30 articles from the past year of them doing this shit to white women. Hell, and find me 100 of them doing it to white men. And find me black men that play tennis. I don't play no fucking tennis.
But I mean, that's the shit, because we covered the story earlier this year where she was getting drug tested more than anybody else, right? Like, they just fucking hate it. I remember a long time ago that it was either her or her sister. They had braids in with the beads, and some of the beads broke off, and they got, I don't remember which one it was, because I don't fucking watch tennis, but they actually got disqualified from the match because some of her beads broke off from her hair. Like, yeah, they just fucking hate the Williams sisters in general.
Yeah. And I cannot seem to get that fucking image up. Like, and it's this laptop. And we've debugged and all that shit.
Yes. And I like that. I'm looking at the comment section. The comments are hilarious. So Serena is a quote-unquote warrior. It couldn't be that this suit is designed to give her an unfair advantage over opponents she's waging war against, or that the property and photo rights associated with it were designed to fill in her bank account, and it's very likely she didn't even win the tournament. Either way, she'll receive endless praise from journalists. And somebody said the unfair advantage is that it saves her from dying from blood clots. And they said, well, if it's for a medical purpose, I'm sure she'll appeal. So you didn't even read the fucking article. I read the exact quote from the article where they're like, yeah, she needs it because she has a blood clot problem. What?
Of course they didn't read the article.
Like, oh, black women doing things? Absolutely not.
And an unfair advantage. Like,
yeah.
But then again, this is just some fucker. Like, if this was somebody whose voice was relevant, like if they were a leader in their circles, like I want them to elaborate on how this suit gives an unfair advantage.
Oh, I'm sure that they have some kind of thing.
And unless they're just talking about some male gay shit, and they're like, well, you look at her body.
Well, typically, though, they wear, like, those fucking mini skirts. So, I don't know how pants are less respectable than a short-ass skirt.
Yeah, so I have the image up here for the Facebook Live. And you see, and I don't use all this fancy language. I learned a 2-syllable word in the late 80s, spandex. It looks like fucking spandex, which people use to play athletic sports and dance in New York dance situations.
Yeah.
All right, and that's what's going on. Nigga got on some spandex out there trying to, knock the little green ball over the uprising in the center field onto the opponent's turf, with which they shall return said ball. This game fucking sucks. I'm only covering it because it's misogynoir. Fuck tennis.
Yes.
And Coulter.
And Coulter exists.
Because white liberals make her exist. Yeah. I'm telling you, the moment white liberals learn to ignore Ann Coulter, like, I'm just using it for clickbait because I hope I might get some fucking clicks. I'm dead up just clickbaiting her name.
Yeah.
But I guess, is it clickbait because I'm using it or because we actually are going to cover it? I don't fucking know. But, like, it's in the title of the episode. And, yeah, Ann Coulter makes white liberals freak out again for, like, 2 decades? I don't know how long she's been doing this shit.
She's been here a while.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, as soon as they ignore her, she will fucking shrivel up and die, swift and fast.
Except this story, I actually, I'm not. I think it's very dangerous that the right is just pushing these fucking narratives, as usual. Yeah, she's being outrageous and pissing off liberals, but this is also, Trump is repeating this shit too, right? So this is going to start affecting policy, and I think that's a problem. And she's just bandwagoning it, really. So, somebody on Twitter named Joseph, who I've never heard of, but he has 20,000 followers, so someone's heard of him, who lives in Africa, said, the land in South Africa belongs to black people. They are the native owners and not white people. They stole it and need to go back to their respective countries. Africa is for black people, period.
Oh, he said go back to Europe, eh?
He did. He did.
Said that nice way, go back to their respective country. I don't respect your countries.
Just go the fuck right here. And Ann Coulter quote tweeted it and said, actually, the Dutch were there first. Yep. Dutch people were in Africa before Africans.
So
that's why it's called South Africa, by the way.
When the Dutch went down there,
yes,
and they said, oh, look, there's fuckers down here. And then they contacted Britain and said, all right, well, we're going to get out of here. We're done going down here. Britain said, yo, fuck them up and take their shit and enslave them. Why? Because they were already there. Short story.
Which, the funny thing to me, though, is it's so the Dutch didn't get there until, almost the 1700s. So, you're telling me from the time that people started walking upright until, 1670, not a single motherfucker was in South Africa? Nobody? The whole continent had people, but not South Africa. And now they're trying to do that, shit they do in America with the native people. Well, it's different because they didn't really have an understanding of land rights the way Europeans do. So, technically, the Europeans were there first because they built, societies, because they weren't, nomads. And that's, what we really mean.
Europeans aren't nomads. Then why the fuck aren't you in Europe? You are the most nomadic motherfuckers. You go and play little dance games on the moon. Look at my flag. Europeans are the most nomadic fucking things they're more than fucking birds that fucking travel per season. What? I mean, who has timeshares and shit? How many houses John McCain's half dead ass got?
Oh, by the way, he's also trending in the news because he said he's gonna stop getting treatment for his brain cancer.
I'm gonna make a joke about that. That is very predictable. He stopped that when he when his arms didn't go up anymore. That's fucked up, right?
You can't say that.
Hey, I don't delete. Fuck John McCain. Fuck Ann Coulter. Serena Williams is cool, but fuck tennis.
Yeah. And then just some of the comments are funny. There was nothing there, just open fields when the Dutch arrived. Therefore, they built everything that was there, and it wouldn't exist if they didn't arrive. And they started trading between settlers and the natives. Okay, so if there were natives there, that means there were fucking people there.
Natives aren't people.
Natives aren't people.
No.
Oh.
That's why their lives don't matter. We're talking about all lives matter. We're talking about all human lives, not jigaboo monkey nigger lives.
Exactly.
Shit.
Exactly. There was nothing on that land until the Dutch settled it and made the land into something that could support life. See, again, they're but you didn't build, churches on it, therefore you don't own it. What the fuck?
Something that could support life.
And yet people live there for life. I don't know. They're not trying to make sense.
Nope.
Correct. Thank you, ma'am. My forefathers got here in 1705. Not a single nigga was walking around what is now known as South Africa before 1705.
Nigga, I would have loved you. Don't. Nigga, you're romanticizing your so-called forefathers. That's a woman said that?
Yes.
Oh,
Lizzie D.
So, Miss White Woman, your forefathers, if you'd have met them in 1705 and you're over the age of 11, they'd have been like, why the fuck are you not pregnant yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't like your forefathers like you think you do.
And then somebody said they arrived, so you're saying the land was uninhabited? And she said, yes. All right.
Yep. All right.
And then someone said, Anne is right on. And then the natives and the Dutch got along fine until the commies got involved. That's how the term colored came along. What?
The commies?
The commies. I don't... Like,
what
are we talking
commies?
About, is this like some Ruski 1960s Cold War shit? Or are we still talking about South Africa? What the fuck happened here?
They're just going through the right-wing hits. This is like the hot mix that plays on Friday at like 2 o'clock. And they're just like, yo, commies, niggers, welfare check, black bucks buying steaks with welfare. Archive chat space on the Facebook, winecellarmedia.com. There's Jay May. Talking about we look fancy in the vidya.
Hey.
With the yeah, we've got on a little orange and yellow here. Yeah, I just wear my fucking clothes to work now because I realize I'm at work so much and it's just like fucking I'm just gonna wear my damn clothes. Like I don't want it to be 10 years later and I'm just like, oh, look at all my clothes I had that I didn't wear shit to work now, my dashiki t-shirts and whatnot, all that stuff. I just wear it to work now. Tally Loco said, y'all look cute as fuck.
Thank you.
And just tuned in. And Jay May said, they don't understand how this is an issue.
Fucking white people, like racist white people, cannot help themselves. They have to fucking revise history in the most romanticized, inaccurate way to make themselves feel better. Like,
it might be about the Serena Williams joint.
Oh, it could be about Serena. Well, that's also bullshit too.
You know what? Actually, same thing.
Yeah.
Same
basically.
Statement. Just remove the word history and put outfit.
Yep. Basically.
Yeah. Shit and damn. Now, what about some actual wine cellar news?
Actual news.
I know people that found this through Google search because that's how a lot of them found it. Like you heard those 2 segments and you said,
"Oh, cool! I love stupid bullshit like this."
But this program,
Father Teresa's Wine Cellar, is rated R for keeping it real. This show is fucked up.
All right.
Yeah. So real news.
The funky stuff.
All right. Scotland.
The land of scotch.
The land of scotch. Who doesn't like a good scotch?
Hey.
Has begun providing free tampons and pads to all students in a push to tackle period poverty. Every student in Scotland will be offered free sanitary products in a drive to tackle period poverty in a country where almost 1 in 2 girls has resorting to use alternatives such as toilet paper. I assume that's a toilet roll, toilet paper, probably.
Yeah.
Socks, or even newspapers, according to the government. Scotland said it is the first nation in the world to make tampons and pads free for all school pupils, college, and university students.
Jesus Christ, newspaper?
Yeah.
Couldn't that could like make you sick and shit, yeah?
I would think so.
Yeah, there's like ink and then like other people's fingies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
So good job, Scotland. That's amazing. It'd be nice if everyone else could fucking get on board with some shit like this, right?
Man, shit like that always, like, the white people in power do that when it's just mostly white people to take care of. Like, white people are socialists as fuck when it's all white people.
I mean, to a point.
Yeah.
Because then they still, like,
still hierarchies.
They're still about the white-on-white crime. Like, really. You know.
Damn, what? The way you say that sounds as if you've got something in queue.
What? About white-on-white crime?
I'm always on board.
Actually, the next one I had wasn't a white-on-white crime, but I guess while we're here, I can just flip it. A group of 16 states has urged the United States Supreme Court to rule that companies can fire workers based on sexual orientation and gender identity without violating federal workplace discrimination laws.
Wait, a federal judge?
No, 16 states are basically doing like a class action lawsuit kind of thing to the Supreme Court.
Oh, because they got that nigga Kavanaugh?
He's not been approved yet, I don't think.
But they have Gorsuch. So essentially it is what it was. Because Scalia died.
So Gorsuch took his place, but they still have Kennedy and Thomas.
Kennedy's the swinger.
Yeah.
But now they're gonna get Kavanaugh. Like that's done. That's the story. It's like, you know how that movie ends. Fucking fast forward to the action scenes. So they're gonna win that shit.
Yeah. So the states, led by Nebraska Attorney General David Bidelek, asked justices to overturn an appeals court decision against a Michigan funeral home that fired a transgender worker. They said Congress didn't intend the ban on sex discrimination in the 1964 Civil Rights Act to cover bias against lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender employees. That's their argument. The state's purpose is to know that sex under the title does not mean anything other than biological status. What? Yeah. A total of 13 Republican attorneys general, including those representing Texas, Alabama, Kansas, and Utah, signed on to the brief. 3 GOP governors, Matt Bevin, Kentucky, that motherfucker who lowered minimum wage, Paul LePage from Maine, Smith, was it Smoothie, D Money, and Shifty, because black people are going up to Maine to knock up white women, and Phil Bryant from Mississippi also joined in the court filing. The Supreme Court is expected to decide the case in the coming months whether to take up the case. It's also been asked to consider 2 other cases testing whether sexual orientation bias is a new form of sex discrimination banned under the existing law. There we go.
And Fallon Local in the archive chat space said pretty soon they'll be legalizing boss rights to use guillotines.
Fucking probably. They have all those fucking, right to work laws and shit where you can just be fired for any reason.
I remember reading about those just rocking out, like as a teenager with my face in the newspaper, like, fuck, right to work law over here, right to work law over there.
Well, we covered a story about one where it was like some Christian man who fired his like secretary because she was too pretty and made him think about cheating on his wife.
God, what was that? Louisiana, Alabama? But yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And so she sued him and they were like, but you live in a right to work state. He can fire you for whatever the fuck he wants to fire you for. So she literally got fired for being pretty. Yeah. I don't know. Like, that's their fucking, I don't know, man.
Big wins, big wins.
Big wins. Let's see. Ooh, the Great Chinese Art Heist. This is fascinating to me. I want to follow this story. I'm not going to read it because like it's a highly editorialized piece. But apparently, there's these rumors that like Chinese billionaires and the Chinese government are hiring like expert thieves to go steal shit from Europe, like to steal their shit back. Because you know, like you go in like these fucking like presidential palaces and fucking museums and shit, and there's like, here's a Ming Dynasty vase or what the fuck ever. And apparently, like a bunch of shit has been getting. You know what? I shouldn't say stolen. A bunch of shit has been reappropriated from Europe back to China where it came from, and I think that's fucking cool. I like it. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. Like, there's so much bad about them. God damn.
And apparently, there's, I think it was one of the Nordic countries. They still have their monarchies up there. They stole something, I want to say, out of the Norwegian palace.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, good. You know what? And in 30 years, that's going to be a fucking fantastic movie.
That is going to be a great fucking movie.
Yeah, it's going to have, who's that little nigga? Jaden Smith? People like him, right? He's popular.
Yes.
He or they. I don't really know how that's going.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Those, like as much as I don't like Will Smith, apparently those are some progressive ass parents.
Yeah, they are.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they are. If you eat McDonald's, be careful. Now more than 500 people have gotten sick from an outbreak linked to McDonald's salads. Which, like, my first thought is, who the fuck goes to McDonald's and get a salad? But if you do...
I did.
You did. But 507 people have now been sick, according to federal health officials. They have, holy shit, cyclosporiasis, which is a gastrointestinal illness, which came from tainted lettuce. The illnesses have been reported in 16 states: Connecticut, Florida, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, Ohio, South Dakota, Tennessee, Virginia, Wisconsin, and New York. All right, so don't eat a salad at fucking McDonald's. So basically, symptoms include diarrhea, sometimes explosive bowel movements. You may also experience loss of appetite, weight loss, stomach cramps or pain, nausea, gas, fatigue, vomiting, headache, fever, body aches, and chills, and flu-like symptoms may occur. Symptoms can last anywhere from a few days to a few months, and many patients get better, but then feel worse again, but it can be treated with antibiotics. And they pulled the suspected tainted salad mix from 3,000 locations. That's a lot of locations.
What you think about for McDonald's, is that really a lot?
Well, I mean, it's a lot if you're a consumer. It's like your odds are pretty fucking high. Like, I don't know. So, yeah, watch out if you are doing McDonald's, man.
Oh, no.
Like,
oh, my bad.
Oh, so how come, like, a lot of the show has become, by the way, don't eat this because it's tainted. We just fucking did one about the fucking Monsanto fertilizer shit or whatever into cereal.
And I still got the pumpkin spice Cheerios. I'm gonna fucking tough it out.
This nigga.
Welcome to the slave breeding, nigga. I have a better body than other people. Processes things well. Archive chat space, J May, FallonKitty.com, Fallon Matthew, FallonKitty.com. May said, why do so many states not have those sociopathic laws? I think it was talking
about the LGBTQ laws?
Yeah.
Man, they fucking... This is what happens when, like, we have to have states' rights. We want to be racist and sexist and homophobic. Just let us be. Fuck these guys.
And FallonKitty.com said, makes me think of the China Hustle documentary on the Netflix.
Oh, I've not seen that. I might have to check it out.
China Hustle documentary on the Netflix. And as far as checking things out goes, I actually need to also go ahead and link this. Mm-hmm. This is a page of comics by a young individual that goes by Ja'Cory Holder.
Okay.
And Ja'Cory Holder does not have a Patreon yet, but when Ja'Cory Holder has it, we'll go ahead and put the wine cellar up to subscribe to Ja'Cory Holder's Patreon. Ja'Cory Holder is a black cartoonist and lefty-headed, and I'm digging the shit. Kind of a style. You know what? I'm gonna say it's a style I've never seen. Excuse me, a style I've never seen before. But keep that in the context of I'm not a comics head.
Right.
Like, if no one ever told me that these action movies that come out were based on comic books, I'd just be like, damn, Hollywood has some ideas. Vibranium, you say? You know?
Vibranium, I say.
Like, ooh, what's this? Deadpool? Huh, pretty wild. Yeah, like, I would not know because I don't do comic books. Hell, I don't think I knew Batman was a comic book till like fucking mid to late 90s. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know comic books.
Okay.
So, yeah, but so the style looks interesting to me. And so let me go ahead and edit the archive show notes and get the link to Ja'Cory Holder in there. All right, so folks can check that out. And when Ja'Cory Holder has a Patreon up, we will sign on to that.
Yeah.
And maybe you can go over and kick over a coin or two yourself and fucking, you know, blacken it up. Niggas fucking hit us off with money. It's in black pockets. We put it over in other black pockets. Pretty soon, Fallon Matthew of FallonKitty.com is going to take her personal writings and ideas and whatnot and make a Patreon blog, and we'll sign up for that. Nice. I just made that up, but maybe Fallon heard me say that and said, it's not a bad fucking idea. That's how she talks.
That's not how Fallon talks.
That's how Fallon talks.
Fallon has been on the show.
Yeah,
I know. That's
where you can hear it.
Nigga, she does not sound like that.
She walks in, she's like, hey, let me get some mob reds in a box for my nan.
Really?
Yeah, for my nan.
For my nan.
That's how she fucking talks.
Wow.
These are the facts.
That's not how she talks.
That's how all light-skinned niggas talk.
What? I don't talk like that.
You just did.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Enjoy that.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
What in the gaslighting?
Oh, cool. I love stupid bullshit like this.
HRC Foundation chief resigns after using N-word. The Human Rights Campaign leader.
The N-word. That's so fun it's fun to read. It's fun to say. It's when I see it in a headline, I'm like, good days are upon us.
Yeah. Let's see. So it was Mary Beth Maxwell who was running the Human Rights Campaign Foundation. In a memo, it was noted that what the fuck? No, stop fucking sending emails. In a memo, it was noted that I'm trying to read a story. God damn it! I don't need notifications. Maxwell used the N-word, which was called harmful and inappropriate language, in front of a colleague when telling them an upsetting personal story.
Oh, you know what? This Maxwell individual. Is there a picture of them up?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Okay, because they've done this before to us. where it's a black person, so you know they were probably just riffing. They were like, whatever, nigga, and then white people pretended to be offended.
Yes, no, it's a very white person.
Word.
So let's see. So they were telling an upsetting personal story and then used the word again when describing an external situation they found horrifying in which racial and homophobic slurs were used. After initial findings from an internal investigation, Griffin writes that Maxwell was suspended without pay and then they accepted her resignation on Wednesday. The memo suggests Maxwell didn't intend to use the word in a harmful way because the lesson learned here is that not having... What? All right, hold on. She didn't intend to use the word in a harmful way because the lesson learned here is that not having bad intent in using the word does not make it acceptable. Okay. So she said it, but didn't mean it, I guess. All right. That's cool.
And that was that HRC campaign, which, you know what? I see that actually on a lot of bumper stickers.
Yes.
Yeah, let me see. HRC campaign. I just want to see if my memory is playing me right on here. HRC campaign transphobic. Mm-hmm. You know, just to see. I'm doing a little Yahoo search here. I'm fronting. It was a googly search. I didn't get to Yahoo fast enough. Doobie flibby dibby doo. So yeah. Oh damn. October 8th, 2007.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. And this is Trans Griot. You know, back when I first started the podcast, this was like my go-to website, for transphobic news. And this right here, this is from 2000 motherfucking damn 7.
Okay.
And says we'll do a brief run through this. I'm gonna read this very Williams style. All right, are you ready? Are you on board? 150,000%.
Is 100% not enough for you niggas?
No, we're black. We always have to work harder. Let's see. So why does the transgender community hate HRC? It's a question I get frequently asked in GLBT settings. Considering recent GLBT family feud erupting over ENDA, ENDA, it's an appropriate one to ask as well. Before I get started trying to shed light on it, I need to point out, in the name of journalistic integrity, that I was the lobby chair for the National Transgender Advocacy Coalition, NTAC, from 1999 to 2002. The roots of the animosity started after Stonewall. In an effort to appear more mainstream to the straight community, Jim Farrat and friends bounced Sylvia Rivera and other trans people out of New York's Gay Liberation Front. Jim Farrat's anti-transgender comments culminating in 2001 at a Stonewall observance in which he called trans people misguided gay men who'd undergone surgical mutilations, also added insult to injury. In a pattern that persists to the present day, the GLF had protections for trans people removed from a proposed 1971 New York GLBT rights anti-discrimination bill under the pretext that it wouldn't pass with such extreme language. Ironically, the bill failed anyway, and the New York City GLB only rights bill wouldn't pass until